All right, so get ready because today's deep dive is going to be uh, a little different. We're diving into a love story, but one that's actually meant to help boost your English vocabulary.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how much easier it is to learn when we're really enjoying a good story. That's exactly what this YouTube video does.
That's true. It's almost like they're sneaking a lesson in while you're just completely caught up in this romance. So, okay,
Ah.
picture this. Alex, this young guy, he's on a business trip, and he finds himself completely smitten with Maria, who he spots in this really charming little village.
I think the setting really plays a big role, don't you think? Like describing it as a picturesque village instantly adds this romantic feeling, almost like a fairy tale, classic fairy tale setting.
Definitely. It's that classic, tale as old as time, boy meets girl, boy falls head over heels. And then, of course, they face all of life's ups and downs together.
And that's really what makes this story resonate, I think. It doesn't shy away from those realities of life, financial worries, health issues, family drama, but their love just persists through it all.
It's not some sugar-coated fairy tale, which I think makes it so much more relatable. But then comes the really, really tough part. Maria gets sick. And the story then shifts its focus to Alex and his devotion to caring for her, kind of hoping against hope for a miracle.
The way they describe this phase of their lives is incredibly moving. It really makes you feel the depth of their connection and the raw power of love in the face of such hardship.
Yeah. And even after Maria passes away, the story doesn't end there. It follows Alex as he tries to find ways to keep her memory alive, living a life of purpose, mentoring others, and eventually actually writing a memoir about their journey together.
That choice to write a memoir is so interesting. It's not just about recording the facts of their life. It's more about preserving the emotional truth of their love, ensuring that it continues to resonate even after they're gone.
Now here's where things get really interesting. As you're experiencing this beautiful, heartbreaking love story, the video is subtly weaving in a vocabulary lesson. There are three words in particular they focus on: buried, memoir, and reminiscing.
And each of these words has been carefully chosen. They're not only relevant to the plot, but they also carry a certain emotional weight. Take buried, for example. In the context of the story, it refers to the physical act of laying Maria to rest.
Right, and the video explains that being buried specifically means to have your remains placed in the ground as part of a funeral. It's especially poignant in this case because Alex is later buried beside Maria, symbolizing that their bond continues even in death.
Exactly. The word kind of underscores the finality of death, but also hints at that enduring nature of their connection. It's definitely an image that sticks with you.
Next, we have memoir, a word that I think a lot of people often confuse with autobiography. The video makes a clear distinction explaining that a memoir is actually a specific type of autobiography.
Yeah, what sets a memoir apart is its focus on personal experiences and reflections, usually revolving around a specific theme or period in the author's life. It's not about giving a complete rundown of every single event. It's more about sharing insights and lessons learned from a very personal perspective.
And the video uses the example of Alex writing his memoir about his life with Maria, and it really emphasizes that personal, emotional core of their shared journey.
It's not just like a timeline of events. It's more like a heartfelt exploration of their love, their struggles, and the profound impact Maria had on his life. That's where the word memoir really shines, capturing that depth and nuance of their relationship.
And finally, we have reminiscing, which evokes a sense of longing for the past, almost a bittersweet nostalgia.
Right. Reminiscing is more than just remembering. It implies a pleasurable, often sentimental act of recalling past events, especially those filled with happy memories.
The video describes how Alex spends his days reminiscing about all the joyful times he shared with Maria. It highlights how, even as he grieves her loss, the joy and love they shared continue to bring him comfort.
I think the use of reminiscing really adds another layer of emotional depth to the story. It suggests that even in the face of grief, those happy memories remain powerful and vibrant.
So we've got these three powerful words: buried, memoir, and reminiscing. Each one plays a significant part in telling Alex and Maria's story, adding layers of meaning and emotion. But it's more than that.
It's fascinating how seamlessly the video integrates this vocabulary lesson into the story. It reminds us that we learn best when we're emotionally engaged, invested in the characters and what they're going through. And that brings us to the deeper question of just how they achieved that level of engagement.
Yeah, it's really amazing how those words, can color the whole story and make you feel those emotions so strongly. It's like with reminiscing, it's not just remembering the facts, it's about those warm fuzzy feelings connected to happy memories.
Exactly. When we say someone is reminiscing, it often implies a kind of happy melancholy, a bittersweet longing for those times gone by. It's not just a neutral retrieval of facts.
It's like when you pull out an old photo album and you get lost in those memories. You're not just seeing images, you're practically transported back to that time and place, feeling all those emotions again.
That's such a good point. That word choice is deliberate. It's evoking a certain emotional atmosphere. It allows the listener to really step into Alex's shoes, and experience those cherished memories right alongside him. It makes learning so much more immersive.
And it brings us back to what makes this video such a unique learning tool. It's not just defining words, it's showing you how they're used in a way that creates an emotional impact, a deeper understanding of the nuances of language.
Absolutely. It's about demonstrating how word choice can paint these vivid pictures in the listener's mind and make the story come alive. It highlights the power of language, to go beyond simple communication and tap into our emotions, our memories, our shared human experiences.
Which makes you think, what are some words that have that kind of power for you? Words that instantly transport you back to a specific moment or feeling.
It might be a word that evokes a particular scent, like freshly baked cookies taking you back to your grandmother's kitchen, or a phrase that instantly brings to mind a loved one's voice. It's incredible how certain words hold such powerful emotional weight.
It's like they unlock those hidden compartments in our memories filled with sights, sounds, and emotions. This deep dive is really making me think about how we use language not just to learn, but to connect with our own past and with each other.
Exactly. It highlights how language can act as a bridge between individuals, cultures, and even generations. By sharing stories and expanding our vocabulary, we enrich our own lives and contribute to a deeper understanding of the world around us.
And this approach, weaving vocabulary into a captivating story, makes the learning process so much more enjoyable and effective.
Oh, definitely. Think about the traditional way of learning vocabulary, memorizing lists, drilling definitions. It can be so dry and tedious. But when you encounter those same words within a story, they suddenly take on a life of their own.
Yeah, they become more than just words on a page. They become tools for expressing emotions, painting pictures, and creating connections. I bet you remember the definitions of buried, memoir, and reminiscing much better now than if we'd just, read them from a dictionary.
Oh, without a doubt. And that's the beauty of this approach. It taps into our natural human desire to learn through narratives, making the process both enjoyable and effective.
So to loop back to that original concept of using a love story to teach English, what are your thoughts on why this particular story is so effective?
Well, first and foremost, I think it's a universally relatable theme. Love, loss, resilience. These are experiences that transcend cultural boundaries. Regardless of your background, you can connect with the emotions at the heart of Alex and Maria's story.
And I think the fact that it's not a simplistic, idealized portrayal of love probably helps too. It acknowledges the challenges, the heartbreaks, the messy reality of life, which I think makes it all the more authentic and engaging.
Precisely. By presenting a more nuanced and realistic picture of love, the story resonates with a wider audience. It invites the listener to reflect on their own experiences, their own understanding of love and loss, which deepens that learning experience.
It's like they're saying, this is a story about love, but it's also a story about life, about the human condition. And by embedding the vocabulary within that framework, they're ensuring that the words stick with you long after the story ends.
Exactly. It's about going beyond rote memorization and creating an emotional connection with the language, fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation for its nuances. It's a brilliant approach, really.
It really is. So for those listening, maybe this has sparked some ideas about how you could use storytelling to boost your language skills.
It certainly has for me. It's a reminder that we don't have to limit ourselves to textbooks and flashcards. There are so many creative and engaging ways to learn, and storytelling is definitely a powerful tool in that arsenal.
So true. Well, before we wrap up, let's take a moment to bring it all back to this specific love story. Is there anything else about Alex and Maria's journey that you found particularly striking?
What stood out to me was the emphasis on the enduring power of love, even in the face of death. The way Alex finds ways to honor Maria's memory, to carry her with him in everything he does, it's incredibly moving.
It really shows you that love isn't just a fleeting emotion. It's a force that can shape a life, inspire purpose, and leave a lasting legacy.
Absolutely. And that message is woven so beautifully into the fabric of the story, making it all the more impactful.
It's a reminder that even in the midst of sadness and loss, There's still beauty to be found, hope to be nurtured, and love to be celebrated.
And that's a powerful message to carry with us, both in our language learning journey and in our lives as a whole.
Makes you think about the power of stories, right? I mean, they can
Mm,
teach us, inspire us, and even help us preserve those precious memories.
yeah, it's true. Stories have this incredible ability to transcend time and space.
Like we can step into someone else's shoes.
Yeah, learn from their experiences. And we carry those lessons with us long after the story is over.
It's almost like we get to absorb the wisdom and the insights of others without actually having to live through those experiences ourselves. And as we've seen with Alex and Maria, even a love story can become a really powerful tool for language learning, personal growth, and just connecting with those universal human experiences.
Exactly. It's a good reminder that language isn't just about, grammar rules and vocabulary lists.
Right.
It's about the stories we tell, the emotions we convey, and the connections that we forge through words.
And sometimes those really profound lessons come in the most unexpected packages, like a love story that's designed to teach English.
Absolutely. It speaks to the power of creativity and innovation in education. We're constantly discovering new ways to make learning more engaging and effective.
And who knows, maybe this deep dive will inspire some of our listeners to try their hand at weaving stories of vocabulary together. It could be a fun way to learn a new language or even share your own experiences with others.
Yeah, it's a thought-provoking idea. Imagine the stories we could tell, the connections we could make, and the knowledge we could share if we all just kind of embrace the power of storytelling.
That's a beautiful thought. So until next time, keep diving deep, keep exploring, keep learning, and maybe even try telling a story or two of your own.